Okay, this is a yes/no chart. As I mentioned earlier, I will use different pendulums. Again, this is a different version of the mermaid pendulum, one of the ones I've had the longest. But at any rate, okay. You don't necessarily need a pendulum chart to do yes or no questions, or for yes or no responses. But for the beginner, or for those who just prefer using charts, it's an excellent way to use your pendulum. So, all right, show me what yes looks like. All right, my pendulum is following the direction of the up and down movement to give me a yes indication, which is most common for a yes answer. For the rare exception of people, there is an opposite movement, but I have not experienced that with anyone I've trained or anyone I've known. All right, show me what no looks like. So I've been using a pendulum for many, many years, so my pendulum is very responsive. You know, in the beginning, when you're going from one question to the next, it's easier and quicker for you just to stop it with your hand and start from scratch. I allow my pendulum to change direction from wherever its movement is. So you can see now it's going side to side, giving me an indication of what no looks like for me. So I'm going to ask a question that I know is true, or it will be yes, and then I'll ask a question that I know is false, or will be no. So you can see how this would correspond on a chart. My name, as you can see, the pendulum right now is in a movement of side to side, which is a clear indication of no. And as you may be aware, of something that's in motion, to go into a different direction, you typically have to stop it and start from scratch. But my pendulum is so responsive, as yours will become the more often you use it, that it could change directions while it's already in motion for an opposite direction. And you'll see. Okay, my name is Henry. See the pendulum slow down. And now it's going into a up and down movement, which is an indication of yes. My name is Henry. Now, my name is definitely not Bob, but I'm going to affirm that it is, and the pendulum will give me an indication that that is not true or no. My name is Bob. No, because my name is not Bob. There may be a time that your question is not clear, and you'll get an indication of rephrase the question. But if you ask a question that clearly has a yes or no answer, you should not get that. But here's an example of how I would need to rephrase the question. All right, so it's at a standstill. My middle name, no, excuse me, start again. What is my middle name? And that's a question that this chart cannot answer, because there are no letters to correspond to give an answer. So it's asking to rephrase the question. My middle name begins with the letter A. The movement is slowing down from the rephrased question direction. And now I'm getting a indication of yes, my middle name does indeed begin with the letter A. So that is a simple demonstration on how to use this YesNo chart. There are many questions and many things that you can use your pendulum for, such as finding lost objects, helping to make a decision amongst different choices. The list goes on. I would encourage you to look into some books or other videos on interesting ways to use your pendulum. And from time to time, I will add something to speak to those different uses. The next chart is the alphanumeric chart. This chart, you can ask more detailed questions, questions that would need a response relative to letters or numbers and so forth. I'll give you an example. All right, so I have my pendulum starting at the standstill at the center. Spell my first name. Now, my name is Henry, but I'm often called Hank. So I would like to have my name, my nickname, Hank, spelled out. H. Obviously, it's difficult to see from the angle that I'm filming, but as you experiment with your chart, you'll see that it is an accurate indicator. H. A. N. K. Now it's stopped. So let's see if I can get a response that requires a number, or I'll ask a question requiring a number. I have a toddler son. How old is my son? It is registering halfway between a 2 and a 3, which is accurate. My son is 2.5 years old. There are endless questions that you can ask that will allow this chart to be of help to you. The next chart is the chakra chart. If you are new to the understanding or new to the concept of chakras, you would definitely want to do some research on how the chakras apply to the human body. But the chakras in our body, when they're out of harmony, causes illness in our mind or our body. So to help bring balance into one's body, we want to make sure that our chakras are open and balanced. So you can do a chakra check on yourself or for someone else. In doing so, you would need an image of that person, or a target for that person. Could be strand of hair, or fingernail, or an image. In this example, I'm going to use an image of my niece. I will hold her image in my hand, hold her image in my imagination. And before I even begin to see if there are any chakras out of balance, I will ask the YesNo Chart if that in fact is the case, and then I'll go through the chakras to bring balance. I'm thinking of my niece's name. You can speak it out loud or you can think it to yourself. I'm centering my pendulum. Are any of my niece's chakras out of balance? Getting a yes. Stop. Am I able at this sitting to help bring her chakras in balance? Yes. So, I hold her image in the center of the chakra chart, and then I'll think or ask out loud, what or which one of my niece's chakras are most or is most out of balance? I'm getting an indication of her sacral chakra, the second chakra, which is indicated by the color of orange. So now what I'll do is focus her picture on this chakra, the orange, and then I'll imagine the sacral chakra being stimulated, being energized. And that will be indicated by a clockwise motion of my pendulum that is infusing energy. I am imagining a bright orange light in the region of my niece's sacral chakra. I'm asking my pendulum to give me an indication of yes, when all the energy that I can help aid to bring balance is complete. For some, that can happen in a matter of moments, sometimes minutes or longer. I'm getting an indication of yes, that I am complete. Now, I'm using a large chakra chart, and the kit that you'll have will have a miniature chakra chart. So you may not be able to place the full-size image on the smaller chart. But what you can do is, with your finger on that particular chakra, your index finger, then the pendulum over the image,